Welcome, and thank you for joining this session of Innovation Institute 2021. With nearly 50 sessions available through the summer, we know you'll be discovering new skills, strategies, and resources to transform the teaching and learning in your classroom, and we would love to hear from you. If you haven't already done so, please be sure to visit the Town Hall in Attendify to connect with the attendees through the activity stream or community features. If you would like a certificate of attendance for attending this session, you will find the request form linked at the end of the session description in Attendify. Thank you, and enjoy this session from one of our amazing Innovation Institute presenters.
And so now is the time in the program where we are going to dive into actual Buncee, and I'm going to leave the presentation for just a minute. I might leave myself there. I was thinking about moving me, but here we go. So when I log into Buncee, and when students log into Buncee, they'll see things they've already created. And to get started creating, all we have to do is click that plus where it says create a new Buncee. And that will open up another tab where we're going to be creating. And I'm at home, so it might take just a second for this to load. So I want you all to look at, I'm going to show you all of the different stickers. We'll start there. Okay, I lied. Let's go ahead since we're here. And the very next slide is going to talk about templates. Look at all the templates. So even before I pick one of the many categories along the side, I can look at these templates, and these usually populate by the season. So right now it's close to graduation for some schools, so those are starting to pop up. There are certificates, all kinds of things. May's Mental Health Month, so you'll notice some of those start to populate. And then, of course, certificates for awards, all kinds of things. So if you look here, we have those as well. So let's say I teach math, and I click on that, education, math, and I want to see some math templates. And right off the bat, you had odd and even numbers. So here is an example of how people begin to think, oh, it's so elementary. Order of operations, well, sure, they have a lot of templates geared toward elementary. That doesn't make the tool good for only elementary. Just means high school teachers need to do a little bit more work to come up with our own templates until Buncee has some of those too. And I bet if you created your own and showed them, they would be more than happy to add them. So there are tons of templates are already ready already. And if you want to do posters, greeting cards, fun activities, newsletters, social media, banners, messages, chats, special announcement, all of that can be found there. All kinds of templates, all kinds. But I'm going to go back up to I'm just going to click out of that. I just want to get started, so I didn't need a template. But if I change my mind, I can always select here. So look at this. Not hard to use. High school kids can look at this and figure out what to do. Click here to select a template. Click here to change the background. Click here to add your first item. And then they can come up here and title it. Oops, if you can spell. I'm going to call this one demonstration because then I can use it again. Let's click my first item, but I also always tell students to start with a resize, which is easy. It's right up here in red under the title. Settings are right there too, so if we're going to resize the canvas, maybe we want to do a Buncee, which is the square it is here. Maybe I want square 1-to-1, which is great for Instagram and profile avatars, and that is, or Twitter, Facebook, any social media, that's a good one for. banners, letterhead, playing cards, and then you can always do custom. But for the demonstration, I'll go ahead and leave it. I just want to show you that is a click away. All right, let's add our first item. So I'm going to click the big plus. As you can see here, I can add a text. And if I click on that, the text box automatically appears. I double click, and now it's ready with text, fonts, and colors, and everything else in between. So there's several different kinds of fonts you can choose from. And they go from fancy to plain, and you get a little bit of a choice. Some unusual ones also. Oh, as a matter of fact, I did not mean to click that. But I do like this one. I do have a favorite, and I used it a few times on my presentation, and it is Frederica the Great, I believe. I will look at that. So I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to come over here and change the color to that color. That's going to stand out a little more. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. As you can see down here, I'm making it bigger. I will need to reshape the text box. And then we can go to here and change the font to my favorite one, Frederica the Great. Except I think I skipped it because I'm recording, so why would I be able to find it? Oh, it's going in alphabetical order, so that's why I went the wrong direction. All right, so I super love that. So we have Buncee is awesome. And I want to go over here to the plus and add something. So that is pretty easy. So I come to the plus. I can add a plus to add a page or a plus to add an item. And sorry for the notifications. I can add my Buncee animations, and these are the stickers that are animated. There are the stickers I was talking about, and I want to search people. Now, yeah, I can search by category, but what if I just type in people? I want to show you all of the people that you now have access to if you're using Buncee. And my students love the variety, the wide variety here. And they keep adding because they now have these fairy tale characters that were not in here before. So I'm super excited for the kids to see that. And some princesses and princes and all kinds of fun stuff. Snake wrestlers. That looks awesome. And you can go and go and go and watch. And go and go and go. And let me tell you, this is a creative tool. So you'll see that we have different kids here, and you're thinking, well, why don't they have hair? Why doesn't this guy have a head? Why don't they have hair over here? Again, there's his head's missing. Well, that is because you can add that. It's called an avatar, and you can make your own. So if you don't see something that suits you, you can make your own, which is pretty cool that they're that flexible. Right? I'm still going. There's more and more and more. So they know that students are using these for reports and all kinds of things, slideshows, and that a lot of us educators are using them for graphic design so that we can make social media graphics. And I make a lot of sketch notes, and I app smash with Adobe Spark, and lots of conferences like the way I do that. So it is super fun to get that app smash in because I have some font flexibility and things I can do with font on Adobe Spark, and then Buncee's graphics here cannot be beat. Do you see I'm still scrolling and I'm not at the end of my people? there are tons of people. But let's say you want to focus in on just students. And that is often the case when you're an educator and we're working with things that we often want. We need student clip art. But your students get to choose from these too. And my students love them. They love the bright colors. They love the drawing. Well, the artistic way they're created and the wide variety. I mean, the people look different styles of drawing. So it's just so fun to use. And how many companies are giving you a variety of blind or handicap students for them to choose from? Not as many as we would like, right? But Buncee is one of them. So super pumped with all of the variety that they have. And like these with these blank signs, you can then add text to that. There's all kinds of things you can do. It's just amazing. All right, over here on the side, I can then go to where it says avatar. Let's say I don't really find what I'm looking for. Now, personally, I've never created the avatar because I always find what I'm looking for. But you can, and that is super comforting knowing. So you have some people here, you have arms you can choose from, legs you can choose from. They can be sitting crisscross applesauce. Pardon me. And there are all of the different head shapes and colors that you can choose from. There are other features as well, and hair. It's just so fun sometimes to get all of this put together. So you get the idea. There are pre-made and you can make your own. It does not get much better than that, right? So I'm going to look at newly added. And I super love this guy. That's kind of cool. And I like her. So I've clicked on two of them and now I go up here where it says add to. So the trick is to always select as many as you want from this screen or this tab that you've selected before you go look for more. So I'm going to go ahead and add just those two and it will load them. And again, apologies for not having super fast internet, but I am in a rural district and I am at home. Now I am going to move our tree with our little girl. I'm going to make her a wee bit bigger so we can see her. And I'm going to take this king and put him underneath that. Now I do want you to notice over here on the side that I have text and I have king and I have the tree. So you see that I can click on them over here and it highlights them over here, which is super handy if you're into a lot of layers. You don't actually have to dig down and get that one to select it. You can just pick it out over here. This is also the place where you can move things. So if I rearrange things, like I just put Buncee is awesome above the king, that is how you layer things. So the high school kids can figure that out super easy, and so can elementary. It's not that complicated. You just show them that how it's layered here is how it's going to be layered on the screen. So if I want to put the king behind the tree, that's what I have. But if I want him in front of the tree, I simply move him on the layer pad over here. And boom, now he's in front of the tree. So it's just that simple and easy. Okay, but what else can we add, Laura? Why, I'm so glad you asked. We have web images, 360 images. You can bring in something from YouTube and you can upload your own. You can import a URL. You can record a video. You can take your own photo. You can do the FRQ. And if you click on that, you'll see it's a free response question. Well, how fun is that? So maybe I would enter one of those if I were presenting live and not recorded. You can do that in class too. And then there is your default question text. I'm going to go ahead and delete it for now. So I am sure. I love how it always asks, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Okay, back to this. You can do this MCQ, which stands for multiple choice question. And I'm going to click out of that. And then you see how that automatically puts that on there as well, which is super awesome. And last but not least, we have the QR code. So believe it or not, when you click that, it's going to generate the QR code for the Buncee that you're working on. That is how I generated the QR code that's on this Buncee for this title slide. I love how simple and easy that is. It's not just easy for me, a teacher that's super busy and has lots of jobs, and I wear a lot of hats in my small district, but it is also easy for high school students and elementary students who are maybe not as tech savvy as their peers. That is why this is a great, great tool. It's flexible. It's very conscientious for its learners that it is working with. So we're going back to this. Okay. I almost got ahead of myself. Okay, I've shown you that there are lots of templates. So many templates. And I love to create from scratch. I do. But I also like to start with a template or get an idea from a template. I like to work smarter, not harder. So a template helps me start the design that I am eventually going to have. I very seldom don't tweak it pretty much. I sometimes, well, very seldom is more accurate, not sometimes, but most of the time I am starting with an idea that I get from a template, and then I'm reworking it to suit my own idea. So templates are great. Anytime you can start from that and not have to do it on your own is the best. Here are some backgrounds that I like. That's another thing I will flip back and show you. The backgrounds can be amazing. You don't always want a background, but if you want to do storyboards or want some kind of scenery, boy, do they have the best backgrounds. Let me flip back over to the demonstration and show you that. So here down at the bottom, it says change background. So if you don't do it right away, where you had that plus that asked you to, you can come down here and change it anytime. So you can go straight up with a color. You can go with something off the web. You can upload something. Let's look at what's trending. I always think that's fun. So you have some beach scenes, some theater, some foresty, or that looks kind of like a castle. So that could be, oh, I love, like magic or fairy tale land. So there's all kinds. Ooh, space. So if you were doing a planet or space project, you might, in your science class or for STEM, you might want to choose that as a background. So there's all kinds of things. All kinds of things. There's newly added. I check there all the time because I love seeing what they're adding. See how cute these are? Tons and tons and tons of backgrounds, which is super awesome. And the background is fixed, so it's not movable like the pictures are. It's going to stay fixed. And you can slide it side to side and center how you want, and then leave it. So after that, when you do add a background, so let's say I were to pick one, and I am going to go with a color, I believe. Oh, wait, it says design. Let me look at those. I might like that. Kind of do. I think this one would be okay. So when I click it, notice I can add it to this page or all pages. Even though I don't have another page created, if I select all pages, then it will keep the same background or theme going that I've chosen. So that is handy. Otherwise, I would just do this page because that works too. I click it and there's my background. But now I'm thinking, I need to slide this over or nobody will see it. Sure enough. All right, I'm moving my king over a little bit, and other than that, it's all good. Okay, back to our slideshow, and let's see what you are thinking about Buncee right now. Is it free? I'm sure some of you are asking. There are free trials. And those of you who tweet me will be entered into a drawing for I'm hoping, a free trial where you can try out the classroom edition and everything. I'll try to get you a code that you can use if you are selected as the winner. And I will have Buncee help me select a winner. I might also draw some for some swag because I have some Buncee swag I can send your way too. So that is a brief look at Buncee and why we like it for secondary. It's very versatile, and I love a tool that can be used for many different things. User-friendly. Guys, for a non-tech kid to have to ask for help and feel less than classmates who can understand that tech and dive right in, giving them a platform where they can feel just as competent that to me is worth it. Worth it. I don't want any of my students to feel less than their classmates. And I don't want them to feel bad about their lack of knowledge for this, because that is not something that my classroom is about. So we like to use platforms and get everybody familiar with them. And the fastest way to do that is to start with some of these easier ones so that they kind of get a feel for it. And then once I've introduced students to platforms, then I let them have that choice. I'll say, you can use this, 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 and this. These are good for that. If you come up with another one, just run it by me. And that way I can make sure they're protected and they are using good quality platforms that will do the job that we need. So I love the stickers. They're all inclusive and they're building that database of stickers all the time so students can find those that represent them and their culture, which is very important. And backgrounds are amazing, as are the templates. I just cannot talk enough about how awesome this is for students in the high school. Because let me tell you, they like to create and they see the creative potential that Buncee gives you. As a matter of fact, just this week I had students saying, but can't we just make that on Buncee? Sure, shoot me a link. I would love that. It's marvelous that they already are wanting to do that. So we are now going to switch gears just a little bit and go to Seesaw. Again, some of the same reasons I love Buncee are found in Seesaw. Now, it is 100% free if you want to use it just as an individual teacher. To get the district license and to get some of the curriculum and there are a few other features that come with it that are a paid for service, but you don't have to have any of that to use Seesaw. You do need to be a teacher, and you can use the teacher account right off the bat. And that is something I love. I love that it does have that freemium right there that you can use. And it's all I use. I don't actually pay for this one. And I'm an ambassador for Buncee so that I can get the full use of their product and then let everyone know about how wonderful it is. And that's how I can afford that. But if your district can pay for things like this, oh my goodness, definitely pay for Buncee. And you can investigate Seesaw to see if the paid for stuff has stuff that you need or not, because I can get by just fine without. Just saying. So, user-friendly. Once more, I have to have that in a platform, especially when I start kids out. User-friendly. All learners can create immediately. There's none of that lag where I'm helping kids figure out stuff. They all can jump right in. The simplicity of use, again, levels that tech playing field. And I might say it 5 or 6 more times. I think it's that important that you level the tech playing field, at least at the beginning of the year. But then students will be like, oh, hey, let's do this. Let's use that. Sure. Here are some of the amazing tools that Seesaw brings to the table. Anytime you ask a student to create or you post an assignment in Seesaw, because Seesaw kind of functions like a learner management system. It's an LMS of sorts, kind of like Google Classroom, and it's going to keep it all in one place. It has the assignments, and it gives the learner opportunities to use several tools when they create. So automatically, when you put in an assignment, students have these options. Write a note, which you can see in that picture. So it has note, link, video, drawing, photo, and upload. You can do all of that right from the get-go, and all students have to do is click on it. These tools and the way they have set up Seesaw create that strong learning community, and also involves family, because Seesaw will let you connect parents to each student. So the parent can see that student's work, comment on that student's work, give it a heart, and ask questions, send a message to the teacher. It is an amazing communication tool. And some of you might be a dojo school, and that's fine. I personally am not a fan. Sorry, Class Dojo people, not a fan of that tool because of the behavioral component it comes with. I do not like it for that. It can be misused. It stressed my son out when he was in elementary and teachers were using that tool. So I much prefer Seesaw's communication to dojos because it's far less punitive and it's more of a partnership and celebration of your student and not a guess what your kid did wrong today kind of thing. So that is my own opinion. If you are doing well with dojo, then far be it for me to say anything about that. You go right ahead, but Seesaw has some amazing things to offer. It is a great way to develop those 21st century skills that we want, which is kind of funny. I'm not sure, and this is directly from Seesaw. I'm not sure I would say 21st century anymore. That's maybe we need a farther out. That one's coming around the corner. Farther out look now, but it does. Those future skills kids need, it does help you develop those. It will certainly empower learners, not only with the feedback and giving them, because I can give feedback with a microphone tool. I can click and I can just record because maybe I don't have time to type. I can record and say, hey, I love what you've done here. This needs a little bit of work. And if you can fix this, this, and this, then you'll be on your way to success. Or whatever you say. Hey, fix this, get it done. Whatever I want, I can record that on the student's work right then. And then they can go back and fix. If you guys give feedback before you give a grade and give the grade after they have the opportunity to work on it, lots more learning is going to occur because it's all about that feedback and acting on it. It's way more important than just handing out that grade. And then you can organize and share your digital creations. This is like a digital portfolio built right in, which makes it fabulous for parent-teacher conferences, especially if they're student-led. And you get lots of ways to develop student writing skills, reflection skills, and critical thinking at all levels. And I use this for some deep critical thinking and some writing, but mostly critical thinking and reflection. So here are some of the innovative uses. When I say innovative, I like to find ways to use a tool that it may not have been designed for, but still can do. One of those is the audio and video components of Seesaw. So let's go get into Seesaw. I've already got one open. It's been asleep, so I'm going to wake up the tab. I've been talking too long. Here we go. So if you go into Seesaw and you want to record, so I've had students in the past need to do a video for me and put it in a Google slide, and they record it on their Chromebook, and then they say, Ms. Steinbrink, this video I just recorded on my Chromebook is not compatible with Google Slides. I now have to convert it. Can you help me? Yeah, you heard me. Chromebooks, not every Chromebook camera is created equal. And some of their videos are, I think it's the WebM file, and nobody can handle that. So you then have to go online and convert that with a cloud converter or some kind of WebM to MPEG or MP4 converter. And then you can put it in Google Slides. That is an awful lot of steps. So I advise students who want to record with their Chromebook to use Seesaw. Open up Seesaw and click to create, and they can then hit that video camera. This video camera option will automatically record as an MP4. MP4s are perfect for Google Slides and can be embedded. And so they don't need to convert. That is going to save us time and steps and certainly makes it easier. Now, if I want to do a drawing is pretty cool because you see it's got the microphone option, text, and stickers. So we can click this. And I tell students when we make sketch notes to do this. You can upload something you've taken a picture of. You can hit those magical 3 dots, add some shapes, a background, links, and your voice. I love letting students use their voice, and they can record this and also download audio, which is pretty cool. Anytime you see the 3 dots in this program, click it because there is magic awaiting. As Alice Keeler always says, those 3 dots make me happy. So when you click it, it's going to ask you once if it can use your microphone. You click allow, and then you can record your screen and voice. And so now it is. So I could have kids, they could be drawing, doing whatever they want, and it's recording and records their voice. And then they just click done, and it is. And then they can play, and they voice. Can hear it. Now it is. So you get the point. It's pretty cool. So they can annotate for you and show you things. They can explain their thinking. And that is one of the things that really got me interested in Seesaw when I saw that it has so many ways students can explain their thinking. And it's not anything they have to turn in because it's automatically in the classroom that they're assigned to in Seesaw. And you invite them to that with links or codes and get your kids enrolled in your classroom, and then everything is set up beautifully. So I encourage you to check out this fabulous tool some more because high school kids can get so much out of it, not just elementary. Oh, wrong Buncee. Okay, you can create book snaps, multimedia projects, just about anything you want with Seesaw. And it's so intuitive and easy for kids to figure out. Really at any level, because it is designed for elementary. It is not limited to elementary. Again, that just means all of your learners can access and create immediately. So here are some blog posts as I wrap up for you to consider. If you need some more additional information, I have written these about how to use those video and audio tools that I was talking about in a little more detail, and using Seesaw or Buncee in the classroom in more detail, high school classroom. And then I have the bonus, Blogging with Littles, which is going to be a session using Buncee, Google Slides, and Microsoft PowerPoint to empower student voice. So if you're interested in a sneak peek of that and then catch the session later, there you have it. So I hope you all enjoy your conference, and I am so glad you joined with me here today. Again, please tag me on Twitter and let us connect. I will answer questions, or I will retweet and help share your learning, because I'm super excited to see if you have any ideas, or if you are brave enough as a high school, secondary, middle school teacher to give these tools a shot. And remember, might be some swag or a free trial coming your way. I hope to see you soon, everyone, maybe in person. Have a great rest of your conference.
Thank you for joining this session. To request a certificate of attendance, you can access the link at the bottom of the session description, scan the QR code here, or go to bit.ly/I2 certificate. Bit.ly shorteners are case sensitive, so please be sure to use all uppercase letters. Hear what insight other I2 attendees and presenters might have on this session and other breakout sessions by connecting with the Innovation Institute community on Facebook or Twitter at I2 Estale or in Attendify's interactive features. And don't forget to mark your calendar for June 8th and 9th to join us for I2 2022. Thank you.